good afternoon to the children of class 10 Pine. A very good afternoon to the children of class 10 Pine. Yes, as you remember that we were doing on the we were discussing the last chapter, that is outcomes of democracy. We were discussing with the last chapter, that is outcomes of democracy, and we have already discussed one outcome, that is the political outcome. That is, democracy gives us accountable, responsive, and legitimate government. This is one outcome which I have already discussed in the previous classes. Clear? Today I will do with the economic outcome. This is the political outcome, this is the economic outcome. That is, the second one, economic growth and development. Now, one thing before explaining this part I will tell you is that, you know, democracy is never a guarantee. It is a guarantee for your political equality. You can ask for political equality from a democratic government. You cannot. Democracy is never a guarantee for economic equality. Economic equality. What is economic? Economic, that means related to our those factors by which we can satisfy the basic needs of life. That is food, clothing, shelter, education and medicine. We all know that we have the 5 basic necessities of life. Clear? And India, especially India, you know, is a socialist state. Socialist means here all the resources of the country, that means whatever the country has in terms of money, in terms of resources, they should be open to all. Why? Because India follows socialism, or India is a socialist country. But one thing which we have to remember again and again is that you will see that in a democracy, several freedoms or rights are given to us, but nowhere it is mentioned. One particular fundamental right was there, which I have told you was removed, right to property. Property comes within your economic factor. So very consciously that had to be removed, because democracy is no guarantee for that. Clear? So what happens, you know, the resources of the country, as it is open to all, the people who are already rich, by using their resources, they become richer and richer. But unfortunately, the people, those who are poor, as they don't have that ability to use those resources, so what happens, you know, they become poorer day by day. So the gap between the rich and the poor people, it goes on extending. Clear? The rich become richer, the poor become poorer. Because whenever you see that with regard to your rights, rights are always political, social, cultural, religious in nature. They are not according to your economic. Nowhere you will find that right to employment as a fundamental right. Nowhere. It is under your directive principles of state policy, which means that you can go for any profession or job of your choice, but nowhere it is mentioned that the government is bound to give you a job, isn't it? You don't have these kinds of rights and freedoms in a democracy. So economic growth and development in a democracy, you know, it varies from country to country. Why I am saying this word? You know, in terms of development, we have 2 types of country. One is developed countries like USA, China, UK, France, Russia. They are very developed countries. And countries, those who are developing, that means who are not yet developed but they are trying to get developed. For those countries, it has been found that countries which are developing in nature and together with that they are having a democratic government, it has been found that their economic growth is lesser or poorer than those countries who are developing but they are not democratic. In fact, they are under dictatorship, which means that a country which is developing and democratic in nature, the GDP of those countries is lesser than those countries who are developing but they are not under a democracy, they are under dictatorship, which makes us understand that, you know, democracy is never a guarantee to our economic development or economic growth. It varies from people to people. But, you know, steps have been taken to reduce this inequality or poverty. You know, especially those countries which are developing, those who are democratic together with that, you know, in those countries, you know, the government is trying very hard to reduce these kinds of inequality based on economic growth and development, and especially poverty. You know, especially developing countries, you know, for the developing countries, one of the biggest or greatest curse is what, you know, poverty. And when you have studied economics, you know that a poverty-stricken family is a family which cannot avail even 2 meals a day, or that cannot satisfy the basic necessities of life. So the government is taking up various measures, various programs of development are now being undertaken, especially by developing countries under democratic rule to overcome with these kinds of inequalities. So in the economic sector, what we find is that democracy does not give us the desired outcome or the output. Democracy does not give us the desired output or the outcome. But this is the political outcome. This is very good because the government is accountable, legitimate and responsible to us. Third one, accommodation of social diversity. Social diversity means differences, and what can be a better example than the country where we are living? Because India, you know, the tagline of India goes like this: unity in diversity. That we people, we are so different from each other, from north to south, east to west. If you go language, culture, religion, the way we look, the food we have, the culture we follow, everything is so different, but even then we can say that proudly we can say that we are united as Indians. So only in a democracy, these kinds of divisions or differences which occurs, you know, this can be accommodated, means adjusted in a democracy. How? Because you have already studied in class 9 part, right to equality is given, where no kind of discrimination may be done, no differentiation, no discrimination. And it is for this reason, you know, right to equality has been mentioned as your first fundamental right. No discrimination, any basis, clear. And together with this, you know, there is another problem of majority versus minority. Who are majority people? Majority group means those who are bigger in number, whose number is big, that group. And minority means those whose numbers are less. Usually what happens, you know, if this kind of a phenomena exists in a country, what happens, you know, the majority group always tries to exploit or dominate over the minority. And they always try that the minorities should not get a chance to take a part in the government of the country. But you know that in India also, that the rights of the minorities are being preserved and protected. Minorities, the rights of the minorities, the interests of the minorities are also taken into account. You can see that seats are being reserved for them. Clear? In many elections you can see that seats are kept only reserved for minority candidates. Even in the legislature, even in the executive sector, you will find that seats are being reserved for the minority candidates. And this can be possible only in a democracy. So in the social sector also, we can find that democracy gives us always a positive result. And the last one is dignity and rights or freedoms, whatever you call it, of the individuals. You know, why democracy is known to be the best government, you know? Because only a democratic country, remember, you see the stress I have placed over the word only. Only a democratic country, you know, gives to its people certain rights in the form of freedoms. Clear? Here people are given rights, are given freedoms, because we already know that without freedom, without rights, we cannot develop the potentialities or the talents which we have. And why it raises our dignity? Dignity means prestige. Why? You know, because the government in a democracy is formed by the votes of every people. Every people is important. My vote, I am a single individual. By my one vote is also an important factor in that government, where I feel that yes, my vote is also there in the government which has been formed in the country, because right to vote is given to all of us without discrimination on any grounds. So what happens, you know, it boosts up means it puts up the self-esteem. Esteem means the sense of respect of the people of the country, because we all know democracy is always, in a democracy, the government is actually created by the people, and if the people are not satisfied, they can also overthrow that government. So these are the possible outcomes which a democracy gives to every country. Excepting the second one, you can see that all the other outcomes of a democracy are the positive outcomes. Clear? And it is for these reasons why we say that no government can be better than a democratic government. So with this, you know, we come to an end with your entire syllabus. And from the next day onwards, when I take a class for you, always sit with your copy, because I will try to give, as I used to do in class 9, I will try, chapter wise, I will try to give you certain answers and questions. Clear? Now, if anybody of you is having a question here, you can ask me. Okay, thank you very much, children. With this, we come to an end with the entire syllabus of class 10. Remember this. Next day onwards, sit with a copy. Clear?